Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let us go.
Hi everybody, happy holidays. I'm Miss Laura and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're gonna make saltine cracker toffee and this is what it looks like, and it's really delicious and decadent and great for the holidays. So it's not hard to make, and here's what we do. We start first with some saltine crackers, and you probably need about 20 or 25 of them. And I've set up already an 8 by 8 inch pan, and I put some parchment paper that is lining the pan. And the reason I did that is because this is pretty sticky stuff, so you don't want to have it all stick to the pan after you spend all this time making it. So take the crackers with the salty side down and just line them up in the pan next to each other.
Let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought some corn.
Okay, so when that's finished, now we're gonna take 1 stick of butter and we're gonna go over to the stove. And I have the stove set up here. And I'm gonna turn on a pot on the stove, and I'm gonna put the butter right into the pot and let that melt. And probably before you start, it's also a good idea to set your oven to 350 so it's preheating. I have mine already turned on to 350 because actually we're gonna bake this in the oven also for a few minutes. So my butter is melting, and while that's melting, I'm also gonna add some brown sugar. So I've set that up. I have a 1/2 cup of light brown sugar, and I'm gonna put that into the pan too. Let me just put that in there. There it is, it's coming out. You can use dark brown sugar if you want to, if that works better, if you have that at home. And you can see these two are gonna start to melt, and it's actually gonna make a caramel.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow.
Okay, so any minute now you're gonna see that this is gonna start to bubble right around the edge of the pot, right around here. And when it does that, then that's when you're gonna know that you have to let it start, you have to turn on your timer for 3 minutes. So every Christmas when my children were young, one of their friends used to bring this over, and they used to get so excited. This was one of their favorite things every year. So you can see here the bubbles are starting. There they go. It's just starting on one little edge. Pretty soon it's going to be all the way around. And that's how we're going to know that we start our timer for 3 minutes. So it's bubbling, and now we're going to wait 3 minutes. So now we've waited for 3 minutes, and we have this really nice bubbly toffee going on here. I don't know if you can see all those big bubbles, right? And now what we're going to do is we're going to turn the stove off, and we're going to put in 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and we're going to mix that in. There we go. Ooh, that made a really cool sound. So we're going to stir that all in. Make sure that gets stirred in really well. Okay, and then we're going to bring it over here to where our crackers are. We're just going to pour that right over the crackers. Okay, so just be careful because this is really hot. When sugar is hot, it can really burn you. So make sure an adult is doing this or helping you do it. So you're just going to drizzle it over very slowly over the crackers. And then I just give the pan a nice shake so it evens out. And you can use your spatula to kind of spread it out where it didn't get maybe a little bit too. There's a spot it didn't cover. Okay. And then the next thing is we're going to take the pan and put it in the oven, and it's going to bake for just 5 minutes. So my oven's right here. It's already been heated, and I'm just going to put this right in the oven for 5 minutes.
Air is so delightful, and since we've no place to go.
So I've just taken this out of the oven, and you can see it's really hot and bubbly. And you really don't want to touch that because it's so hot. And the next thing we're going to do here is, oh, some of my paper got in there. I'm just going to push that out of the way. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put my favorite part on it, which is the chocolate. So we're going to sprinkle the chocolate chips over the top, and those are going to melt right on there. Try to put them as evenly as you can on there. And then we have to wait again, to wait another 5 minutes while the chocolate chips melt. The hardest part of the whole thing. See you in 5 minutes.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't.
So as you can see, the chocolate got really melty in these few minutes. And what you're gonna do now is the fun part. You're gonna take your spatula and you're gonna spread all that melted chocolate all over. See how it's spreading? You wanna make sure you get it all in the corners and everything.
No signs of stopping, and I brought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
So now we're done. Everything's good, nice and smooth. Okay, and what we're gonna do last is we're going to sprinkle on, I have here toasted chopped pecans, but you can use anything you want to. You could put candy canes, you could put little M&Ms or sea salt. Some people put sea salt. You can put anything you want, and you're just going to just sprinkle it on top like this. This is about a half a cup. If you don't like pecans, you can put any other kind of nut too. Okay, so once you've got all your nuts on, you're going to take this whole dish and put it in your freezer. It's got to get nice and hard. It's still a little warm. So in the freezer, it would get hard in about maybe 15 minutes to a half hour. You could also put it in the refrigerator if you don't have room in your freezer, and then it would take about maybe 2 hours in the refrigerator. And when you take it out of the refrigerator or freezer, make sure it's nice and hard and cold. And then you're gonna lift it up by this paper. You know, just lift it right out of the pan by this paper, the whole thing, just like this, okay? And you're gonna put it on a board, and you're just gonna break it into pieces just like I did here. It's just gonna break easily, just like this, just like that. And you're gonna have nice pieces, small pieces like this. And you can see it's all this lusciousness of cracker and toffee and chocolate and nuts, and you just wanna eat it all. It's amazing, it's so good. So that's how you do it. I hope you had fun, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. Bye.